Hey there, Rocky Mountain Pro faithful. This is Senior Referee Dewey Larson, and you're listening to RMP Radio, where pro wrestling is elevated.
Your generation's out here wishing for good. My generation's on the front lines wishing they would. Give it a rest, don't test. You'll be severed for good. Don't get ahead of me. You'll never survive, and I'm not gonna win. We've come to bring it our way. There's so much I could say. It's never really gone away. I feel it in my bones. It's like a bright light through it all. I'll never let
RMP Radio is back on the air. Hi, I am your host, Mr. Fourth Row, and joining me back on the show once again because we've got a big weekend of RMP wrestling for all of you to experience. I got Lucas Bradwell. Lucas, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, and as always, whenever you invite me to the show, it's always the sign that there's a big happening event, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about tonight. Shocktober is 2 days away.
Yes, the seasons change. Temperature gets a little bit cooler. You get that chill on your skin. It only means it's Shocktober time when it comes to RMP.
Yeah, spooky time is upon us. My favorite time of the year. Weather's amazing here, and the matches and the atmosphere that's going to be here for the entire weekend is going to be off the charts.
Yeah, and before we actually get to that, let's take a trip down memory lane. When it comes to Shocktober, some of your favorite things that have happened at Shocktober pasts.
Let's see. Well, we've had some really good Shocktobers. I remember one we had with the Boogeyman, which probably one of my favorites. The Boogeyman, he brought out the worms, and it was everything as advertised. That was a very fun event. Last year's Shocktober was also great. It was the first NRW match, as we brought back the initials NRW.
Yeah.
And Orin Veidt became the NRW champion last Shocktober.
Yeah, that's brought in you just mentioned brought those NRW initials back into the fold under the RMP umbrella, and oh boy, has it been an adventure with the NRW since then. It
has. It's been fantastic. It's brought some new excitement, and it even brought its very own pay-per-view. So yeah, it's been great. And so yeah, this Shocktober coming up is going to celebrate a year of bringing back those initials.
Yeah. And it's only going to be fitting to see what highlight moment that this Shocktober is going to bring. I know for me, one of my most memorable ones is I remember the match that Curtis Cole won the RMP championship was at a Shocktober.
I called that match. Yes, it was one of my first matches coming back for my second time.
Yeah.
I've had several different stints, and yeah, that was probably. As you mention it, it probably at the time was my favorite. Looking back, I wish for those days of that Curtis Cole, not the current Curtis Cole that we are witnessing now.
How things change and how things evolve and from time to time, huh?
Very true.
All right. Well, before we get there, we do want to remind the listeners that this is a huge weekend. We've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday something happening with RMP. We, of course, are going to kick it off with what do you call it? The Thursday Night Thriller?
It's the Thursday Night Thriller. That's right. It's become my night. That's my night to call the action. I've been calling it for the last couple of weeks with RJ Kiernan. He's going to join me again tomorrow night on commentary. We go live on Twitch. You can chat with us. If you are a subscriber, the only live interactive wrestling show on Twitch. It's a great experience. And tomorrow night, there's still probably going to be some surprises. We're getting a lot of out-of-town talent that is coming in. You're going to see a lot of new faces tomorrow night, And I can tell you, I can spoil one thing. There is going to be a battle royal, and it's going to be a reset battle royal, which means all the participants in that battle royal are getting their points for the Ignition title chase getting set to 0. And the winner of that battle royal will get plus 3 points, which will put them at the plus 3, which puts them practically right up towards the front. It'll be a huge opportunity for whoever wins that battle royal.
Oh, so this is kind of one of those things that we mentioned, starting this whole point system for Ignition, where we could have these special matches that could be worth extra points.
Yes, and President Dean has made it official. He gave me permission to go ahead and share that it will be, and for all those guys that have in the negative, it's a huge opportunity. You think about guys like Sky Hossman and some of them that are in the negatives, and even our guy Sergey.
Yeah, holding up the bottom. Like
he'll be at 0 points if he's part of that battle royal, which I would assume he will be.
So just by them entering, being able to participate in the match, it's going to be a bonus for those people that are in the negatives.
Yes, they get it set to 0, so that gives them a huge opportunity to get right back in this chase.
Yeah, that's going to be a big swing if somebody in that lower half in the negatives wins this. That could be a 6-7 point swing.
Well, in Sergey's case, I think it would be an 8-point swing.
Woo. That would be huge for him if he's in it and can pull it off.
We'll see. I have not been told the participants, but I would have figured that anybody who is in the negative would have a chance to be in that battle royal.
Yeah, and they're probably clamoring for the bid
I'm
to
sure
participate.
They will. Yeah,
I would be.
We've been calling it lately on Ignition. I'll give RJ Kiernan the credit. He's been calling it the drive for 5. He's got to get the 5 points to get in part of the title chase, to be part of that title match. We know that right now, as the points stand right now, it's the Vibe. Brad Radowski is in the lead. He's at plus 4. He might be out of action for a considerable amount of time. I hear there's been an injury, but we'll see if anything changes. So yeah, tomorrow night Ignition's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, but you know what? Going to the Vibe and Ignition, if people have been watching, and I don't know why they wouldn't be, but the Vibe is pretty crafty. He's been pretty crafty about earning his points with this drive to 5.
Yeah. He has not gotten a pinfall victory in his 4 points that he's earned. Not one pinfall victory. Not one submission victory.
Yeah, so what I'm just saying is you just never know. This could be a ruse. You never know with him.
So, but yeah, by hook or by crook, though, he is in the lead right now. There's a few guys behind him. I know Echo is at plus 3, so Echo will be in action tomorrow night. I can tell you that. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of new faces and a lot of faces that we haven't seen in a while that are going to be on Ignition. I can tell you the Lord Mitchell Taylor, he'll be in action tomorrow night. The Empire, the number 1 contenders to the tag team championship, they are going to be in action, and they have a huge tag team match against your starting lineup. So 2 of the best tag teams in all of Rocky Mountain Pro square off tomorrow night on Ignition.
Yeah, and like we've kind of been alluding to, when these Ignitions that are, preceding the pay-per-view, you never know what's going to be happening. So it's a good idea if you're in the area to come attend or watch on twitch.tv.
Yeah, there definitely could be some things out. Ignition, a lot of people think, well, it's the second show, but we've seen a lot of things transpire on Ignition. In fact, we saw what happened last Thursday with Atiba turning on Orin Veidt.
Yeah.
Essentially, I mean, I don't know what's happened with Atiba, but we can get more into that later as we talk about all the matches coming at Shocktober.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of that, maybe we just do that transition right there. When it comes to, the Shocktober. Of course, we're going to have a pre-show that's going to be on our Twitch channel, followed by the pay-per-view. Of course, If you are, we should of course mention, as always, if you're unable to attend in person with the pay-per-view, so just watch them right there on fight.tv. It's up, available to order right now. It's only $12.99, so well worth the price.
On Fight, that's right.
Yeah, and you can just like I keep saying with all the fight. Most of the fight programming is not 100%, but all of them. But I can speak for Rocky Mountain Pro. Once you buy it, you can replay it to your heart's content.
Yeah, you own it. If you have purchased it on Fight, you do own that.
Yeah, like I keep saying, also too, you can build your library on the Fight TV platform.
Yes.
Mine keeps every few months at least goes +1 when it comes to our pay-per-views.
Yeah, there's so much there's so much content in every pay-per-view that we were just talking about earlier. We already have 9 matches that have been announced, and that's not even including all the outside talent that is coming in. So who knows just how many matches will be with including the pre-show. And like you said, pre-show will be on Twitch, absolutely free. I believe we will go at 6:15. I believe it's going to be me and RJ Kiernan once again doing the pre-show for Shocktober as well. And we are going to be on at 6:15. Matches should start shortly after that. So make sure you are tuned into Twitch and then get your pay-per-view purchase before that.
Right, exactly. All right, so what we do know of Shocktober as of the time of this recording, we do know, like I said, we do know about 9 matches at least that have been announced out there, on the interwebs, the social media, and then of course on Charged as well. Maybe we should just start right from where we kind of left off. We got Oren Veit versus Atiba. This has been kind of the what the heck happened, what's going on with Atiba for the longest time. But, now we're going to get these two combatants to square off in the ring.
Yeah. There has been a transformation with Atiba that I just can't quite comprehend, because he has been for the his entire career, almost 6 years when he started. He was you've been around Rocky Mountain Pro for almost that much time. He is the youngest Rocky Mountain Pro champion that we've ever had. He's been a shining example of doing things the right way. And then just this, we've seen over the past several months, he's been a little frustrated, hasn't had the success that he's used to. And he's taken some shortcuts, taken some low roads, so to speak. And, really not acting like himself. And Oren Veit had called him out on it. Oren Veit is another guy who's always kind of tried to do things the right way, try to do things to be a stand-up guy. And he called Atiba out, and they had their issues. Well, I thought they had worked it out. They were a tag team last week on Ignition, and Atiba did the unthinkable and hit his own partner with the chair. That's something I never thought I would see out of Atiba.
Yeah, we thought, as like you were mentioning last week, we thought things were going to be settled. They were going to be okay. But boy, were we shocked, no pun intended, of what happened there.
Yeah, he did something I didn't think he was even capable of. I've known Atiba for a long time. I've gotten close to him. Always had the utmost respect for the guy. He been one of the most kindest, heartfelt individuals we have at Rocky Mountain Pro. And what he did was took me for a loop, to be honest with you. I listening back to my commentary, I was in shock, and I still can't believe what I saw.
Right. Yeah. So we're gonna have to tune in to see where this goes next, or if this is going to be settled or whatnot when it comes to Shocktober.
Yeah, I don't know what Atiba's end game is in this. Was it just him acting out, and is he feeling any remorse? I don't know. I haven't talked to Atiba. I haven't heard anything from him since then. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of Atiba we get at Shocktober. You know, Orin Veidt, he's going to want some revenge.
Right. Yeah. So the next match here, in no particular order, we've got the Island versus the group that has been causing chaos in RMP for quite some time, the West Texas Legacy. Your thoughts on this?
Well, like you said, yeah, West Texas Legacy, they have caused all kinds of chaos. They interfere in matches and try to basically impose their will on the entire Rocky Mountain Pro roster, trying to take them out, trying to send a message. They feel like they haven't gotten the respect or gotten the acknowledgement from the Rocky Mountain Pro, not only the Rocky Mountain Pro faithful, but the higher ups at Rocky Mountain Pro. They don't feel they've gotten enough title shots, which I don't understand. They've been in multiple title shots. We've seen Justin Taylor get individual title shots. I believe they they've had opportunities, but they feel slighted, and they try to interfere in matches. Well, finally, a group of Rocky Mountain Pro wrestlers have stood up and said, you know what, we're not going to take it. And it's perhaps one of the most strongest teams we have as part of the Island. It's Balaam Lynx and Echo, two of the most incredible athletes we have at Rocky Mountain Pro. And they're finally going to take the fight to West Texas Legacy.
Yeah. But you know what worries me is that this is a 2-on-2. And so there's two other members of West Texas Legacy that aren't in this match. And I'm wondering if the Island should keep their heads on a swivel in this particular case.
Well, we did see in past charges that they are they've got some backup. We've seen the 3-ring circus help. We've seen your starting lineup come out. So maybe we'll see the Island bring some backup as well. Hopefully they're going to be smarter about it, or at least they'll have them waiting in the wings if need be.
Right. Yeah. So true. All right. So next up on the docket, we've got this is a very to me a very interesting because of the metamorphosis of who we used to know as Christy Janes. Now entering this match as JC versus Lilith Grimm. What do you see on this?
Well, this is the most craziest scenario that I could come up with. That the wrestler formerly known as Christy Janes, this outgoing personality, now it has been turned to the dark side, so to speak, with Salem Wolf in that asylum, and seemingly has teamed up with Reagan Grimes, and what they did to poor Noelle Summit. Noelle Summit 2 weeks ago on Charged got put into a casket. And we know that just how much Lilith Grimm has taken a liking to Noelle. She kind of has been her mentor. And Lilith Grimm is now taking this very personally. And she wants to get her hands on Reagan Grimes because of, the relationship she's had with Reagan Grimes. But she has to go through JC. This is not the same Christy Janes that we know. I think this might be a darker, more dangerous than we've ever seen this person. I know that Lilith Grimm is one of the strongest Lockettes we've ever had, and she's tough as nails. But this is a dangerous situation for Lilith.
Yeah, the unexpected of what JC could bring to this match. I hope Lilith was going to be prepared for that.
I hope so. We don't know what happened to Noelle. We still don't know if she's okay. I would assume that Lilith got her back, but this is, if they're willing to do this to a 17-year-old, what are they going to do with Lilith Grimm? And Lilith has to win this match if she wants to get revenge against Reagan. Remember, that's what Salem Wolf said.
Yeah, that is very, very true and correct. So from there, we have a a six-man tag team match. Tell the listeners what we've got here on for Shocktober for this.
This is kind of an interesting six-man tag.
Yeah.
We know that the OGs have kind of a newly formed group, but these are three of the most grizzled veterans that you will ever find in professional wrestling, period. When you talk about the team of Niles Planquet, Derek Stone, and Lord Mitchell Taylor, those three guys combined have almost 90 years of in-ring wrestling experience. It's kind of a natural fit that they would all be together. They're kind of all three kind of in the same mold, three kind of big, tough, ornery, kind of grumpy old men, really. I mean, that's really what we're looking at. They're the OGs, and they've got kind of a common thread, and that is they kind of resent kind of the new breed of professional wrestlers that have been coming up. They want to kind of keep their old style of wrestling. They kind of want to keep their place, what they believe in professional wrestling, and they're willing to do whatever it takes. And so they've now have a challenge of one of the most cohesive six-man tag wrestling that we have, and that's the three-ring circus.
Yeah.
You've got Monster 9, Mr. Happy, and Hazard, and they're going to try to show the old grizzled veterans, the OGs, that they can still have a place. The new school wrestling still has a place here in professional wrestling.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that, because when it comes my opinion when I think about them versus the OGs is that these guys are hungry. They're really honestly not very fearless, especially Monster 9. So I think they'll be able to get in there and mix it up real well with the OGs there.
Oh yeah, they're a tough group as well. We've seen the three-ring circus. They've been in some wars here at Rocky Mountain Pro. They are not new to this idea of having a kind of a faction war. We've seen them at war with Legion and other factions. So this is right up the three-ring circus's alley, and I believe that this will be a hell of a fight.
Yeah. All right. So from there, we got championships matches here on the horizon for Shocktober. First but not least, we have the going right back into tag teams. We got the tag team championship, JK Pop versus the Empire. The Empire we have seen quite a few times in Rocky Mountain Pro, but it's title shot time for them.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know this, but there has been a long rivalry between the Empire and JK Pop that goes outside of the state of Colorado. The tag team of Angel de Paz and Brusador Violencia, they have a history with JK Pop that goes, out of the state into Kansas and the Midwest. They've gotten the best of JK Pop in a lot of those matches. So even though at Rocky Mountain Pro, JK Pop are the greatest tag team of all time, they're going up against a tag team that has had their number. And I'm telling you, the luchadors are they're so good at working as a tag team as well. They could be the ones to finally break almost the 1,100-day streak of having those titles from JK Pop. I'm just telling you, it's a big time possibility that we could have new tag team champions. Chonkla Mania could be running wild.
Yeah, so true. And when you think about that, 1,100 plus days championship reign, that's really kind of unheard of. And when it comes to especially tag team championships,
I'd have to go back to the 80s to find any kind of champions that have had that long of reign. I don't know of any in this modern era that have had that long of reign. So I got to give JK Pop their flowers. They are, without a doubt, the best tag team that I've ever seen, that I've ever had the privilege of calling matches for. Whether or not I agree with how they've defended those titles, that doesn't matter. The fact that they've had the belts for 1,100 plus days is a testament to how great they are.
Yeah. And one thing that kind of concerns me is that you mentioned that these two teams have had battles. Of course, they've had some battles in Rocky Mountain Pro, outside of Rocky Mountain Pro, but it sounds like outside of Rocky Mountain Pro, the Empire has had a quote-unquote home ring advantage, and now we're in Rocky Mountain Pros. Is JK Pop going to have a home ring advantage here?
Well, yeah, you would think so. The thing is the RMP faithful are not big fans of JK Pop. At least most of them.
Yeah.
There are quite a few fans of the Empire. I can tell you that I've heard a lot of chants of Chancla power in the Wimmer Arena, and we know that they're big fans of luchadors in general. Yeah. Are the RMP faithful. So Angel de Paz and Brizador Violencia, I think they're going to have the RMP faithful on their side. I don't know that there's going to be much home cooking for JK Pop.
Yeah. Despite the going to the home cooking, despite their use of the green mist.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I smell a potential upset coming up.
Yeah, this could be the shock in Shocktober.
There's always some big shocking moment. That could be it.
True. All right. So next here, we've got the RMP Lockettes Championship. Champion Miranda Gordy, yes, of the Gordy family fame versus Skylar Slice, getting a shot at the Lockettes Championship here against Miranda. Your thoughts? What do you see here?
Wow, this is going to be a slugfest for Lockettes. This could be probably the most physical Lockettes match we've ever seen here at Rocky Mountain Pro. You look at Skylar Slice; she's a very large individual, very strong. She's very dangerous. But you have Miranda Gordy; she is also very strong. Good size for a Lockette, and she has the pedigree. As you said, she's a third generation superstar. As her father was the late great Terry Bam Bam Gordy of the Freebirds, and so you know that she has pro wrestling in her genes, and she even though she's only wrestled a handful of matches at Rocky Mountain Pro, she's been very impressive. And, she has the name recognition. Skylar Slice is going to be a big challenge for her, though. We talk about, Lilith Grimm and her power. Skylar Slice is probably one of the only ones that I could say matches and maybe even exceeds Lilith Grimm.
Yeah. But, the one thing that I've noticed the few times that we've had Miranda here is that she has that pedigree, and she has a lot of heart and a lot of, when you combine those two together, it just kind of sinks and gets it going there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. She definitely has heart. She has a deep love for professional wrestling. And when you have that deep love for professional wrestling and combined with all of her physical attributes, she's going to be a tough one to beat for that Lockettes title.
Yeah. So next here, these last three championship matches, in my opinion, that we've got on here, this is giving me the spooks in the spooky season of Shocktober, because every single one of these last three matches I've got here, I'm kind of a little bit scared of what we can see in these matches. But the first one that I like to talk about here is we got the NRW Championship. Champion Mercury Yaden versus challenger Damon Ace. Damon Ace most likely is, in my opinion, is ready to hold the championship again. I know he's thinking that he is. He's been out without a title for a while, and I'm kind of concerned for Yaden in this. What else do you see here?
Well, let's not also forget about the X Factor. is that there's a special stipulation to this match.
Yeah.
There's got to be three different falls that take place in this matchup in order for there to be a winner. You have to get a pinfall victory, you have to get a knockout victory, and you have to get a submission victory. So those are three different victories you have to earn in order to be declared and walk out as the NRW champion. And as physical and as big and as strong as both of these men are, can you imagine what kind of damage they have to do to one another to get all three falls in order to beat one another? That is, to me, it's mind-blowing, because we've seen over the last month or almost 2 months now of how much training that both of these guys have put in,
right.
How much extra they've put in the gym and the ring, and they've played this game of one-upsmanship where, they 2 weeks ago, Damon Ace demonstrated against three individuals, got those three different falls necessary. Well, last night on Charge, we saw Mercury Aiden do the exact same thing against the exact same opponents at the exact same amount of time that Damon Ace did it. That to me is incredible.
Yeah.
And they are so evenly matched as far as size. Damon Ace has a slight advantage. He's a little bit taller, about the same. They're about the same weight. The strength is pretty much the same. The one thing that Mercury Yaden has a clear advantage of is the experience. He's 21 years as a professional wrestler. He by far has that over Damon Ace. Damon Ace, I think, can make up for that with his viciousness, his vicious streak. He can be a cold-hearted, sadistic wrestler when he wants to be. Mercury Yaden, we've seen that, but that's not who he is normally. So that's going to be, I believe, going to be the difference. Can Mercury Yaden find that against Damon Ace? Because if he doesn't, I have a feeling we're going to have a new NRW champion.
Yeah, and one thing that gets my curiosity going is, since there's going to be the three different pinfalls, things to happen in this match in order to gain a victory. Do each one of these combatants have a game plan going, I'm going to go for this one first, I'm going to try to go for this one second, or am I just going to, try to go for whatever, presents itself at the time? Am I going to take that, what luck is called, luck is when chance and opportunity collide, is that just something that's going to, happen for these two in this? Because you would think, logically, sitting on this side of the ropes, that it would be easier to say, hey, they go for that pinfall, or maybe go for that submission first, then maybe go for that knockout, then go for that pinfall, because after you're knocked out and you get reset, that pinfall may be easy to grab. Who knows?
Yeah,
what the game plan is.
Strategy could play an important part in this matchup. That's a very good observation. I am a little concerned that Damon Ace, I think, has a clear advantage when it comes to the submission game. He tends to use submission holds a lot more in his matches than Mercury Yaden does. Not to say that Mercury Yaden can't use a submission. He's well versed in wrestling, but he doesn't use those a lot in his matches. So I have a feeling that Damon Ace is going to take advantage of that and maybe try to get an early advantage by slapping on a submission hold and then wearing down Yaden to the fact to where he can then sneak a pinfall, and then if he wears him down enough, get that knockout victory. Can Yaden answer the count of 10 if he's already been worn out? That could be the strategy for Damon Ace. And for Mercury Yaden, he's been around long enough. I think he kind of will play it by ear and kind of fill out his opponent.
Yeah, it's so true. There's so many different combinations that these two combatants that need to get their three can go in.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting matchup. Probably the match I'm looking forward to the most will be this NRW championship.
Yeah. So from there, we got the RMP Charge Championship. Curtis Cole taking on champion Remedy, and boy, has this gotten personal.
Oh, it's gotten really personal. Curtis Cole, Curtis Cole made it this way. He knows what he's doing. I hate the guy because he's a despicable human being, but he knows exactly what he's doing. He's trying to push the buttons of Remy D. He brought up Remy D's deceased parents. It was one of the most despicable things I've ever heard. But he knew that it would push the buttons. He's trying to get in the head of Remy D. He doesn't believe that Remy D is a good representative of what the Charge champion should be, which I totally disagree with. Remy D is the exact model of what a Charge champion should be. Entertaining, is all about the RMP faithful, and has a huge heart. And honestly, Curtis Cole right now doesn't represent any of that. Curtis Cole used to represent all that.
That's what I was just thinking. he used to be there.
Yeah, Curtis Cole used to be kind of what Remy D is now, and I just don't understand the change that we've seen in Curtis Cole over the time. So I'm just hoping that Remy D will not let the mind games that Curtis Cole trying to play get to him, because that could end the title reign of Remy D, if not.
Yeah, and you talk about pushing the buttons, and I know I've seen this out on the social medias from Remy, and he has been putting out the Beauty and the Beast, so I'm thinking that the Beast Mode button is going to be pushed probably several times in this match.
Oh, yeah, I think you're definitely going to see more Beast and Beauty in this matchup coming from Remy D. Although Remy D will come out in style like he always does, but when it comes to when that bell rings, it's gonna get ugly really quick.
Yeah. Then so from there, the RMP heavyweight championship champion Bruce Wayans versus David Drake. Talk about capping off Shocktober with one of the spookiest wrestlers here in Rocky Mountain Pro, because we don't this change in David Drake from months and months ago to where he is now. I mean, talk about spooky, and I don't know how Bruce is going to handle this.
It's been the craziest thing that I've seen, watching David Drake do what he's been doing to get in the mind of Bruce Wayne's. But what we've seen over the past couple weeks goes beyond mind games. It's criminal what he's been doing, but Bruce refuses to get the police involved in this. He's going to, put it in his own hands. But what we've seen is David Drake stalk Bruce Wayne's, stalk him at the gym, he took his car at about time, then to break in to Bruce Wayne's own house while his daughter was with him. And that just goes above and beyond anything I can comprehend. And then what we saw last night on Charge, to what he did to his former best friend, his former tag team partner, Owen Easton, beating him senseless with a tire iron, and then to put him in a body bag. And when the hell did he take Owen Easton? We're still trying to get word on Owen Easton's well-being. I've been putting calls out. I don't know exactly what's happened to him. Maybe we'll find out more tomorrow night on Ignition. But I don't know what David Drake is thinking. I don't know. That, to me, this goes above and beyond just playing mind games. That's scary, scary stuff. I don't know what kind of mindset the final boss is going to be in, because I don't know what kind of mindset I would be in having to deal with all this. It's just, to me, I don't know how the boss is going to keep his composure and keep his wits about him tomorrow night in this championship matchup.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you because how much up to 100% of the that we're used to seeing Bruce of being in the jovial mood coming out on his entrance. How far is he going to be able to get to that 100%? Looking across the ring, to David Drake, in this match, is he going to be able to get to 75? Is he going to get to 80? Be able to get to 85? Is he only going to get 50 because of being cautiously optimistic? We're going to have to tune in and watch.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know that if Bruce Wayne's is in a different mindset, how that's going to affect him. If he's not his usual self, is that going to put him out of his normal game? He usually, when he is in that jovial mood and feeling confident and all that, that's usually when he's at his best. If he's kind of in a dark mindset because he's let David Drake get to him, which I wouldn't blame him, is he going to be at the top of his game? I don't know that Bruce Wayne's can be himself if he's not having a good time.
Yeah. So there is the preview here for RMP Shocktober this year for you listeners. It's going to be definitely a spooky filled, I should say, lineup of matches here. Of course, we got to remind you, if you are unable to attend, of course you can watch it on fight.tv. We've got links out there on the social medias. You can of course also search within the Fight TV platform to find it. If you're in the area, you ought to just come down and watch.
Or you can just go to rmpwrestling.com as well. Yep. All the information you need for all of our events is there. If you're in the Denver area, why not get tickets? Mm-hmm. They're affordable. We have family packs, and I can already tell you, VIP, our new VIP section has sold out. So if you haven't gotten tickets, VIP is already sold out. General admission will probably be selling out pretty quick. So if you want to get tickets, I'd get them right now tonight.
Yeah. And then, of course, we should also mention, we do also scheduled for this upcoming weekend, Ring of Honor, Dak Draper is going to be here. Marty Casaus is going to be here. Sin Bodhi, all the weird world of Sin Bodhi, he's going to be here. We don't know what they're going to be happening in Shocktober too, but that's more than reason for you guys to get those tickets to come attend in person and or order it on fight.tv.
That's right, and former Ring of Honor star Sledge will also be there as well. So,
shoot, I forgot to mention him.
He's going to be there. So we've got a lot of talent coming in. It's going to be another huge event. Something big will happen. I guarantee it. I don't know what, but it happens every year. One of those shocking moments. They don't call it Shocktober for no reason. So, it's a can't miss event. If you aren't in the Denver area, like you said, fight.tv, get it purchased. That way you don't have to worry about it. It's going to be a can't miss event.
Yeah. And then additionally, always with our pay-per-views, the very next day, we are going to record television for charge. So you're going to see it before everybody else does. We got 2 tapings the very next day on Saturday. First one's at 1 o'clock. The next one is at 4 o'clock, I believe. You can get your tickets, of course, at our website, rmpwrestling.com. Click on that events link, and you're going to see the fallout from Shocktober. And like I said, see everything that's going to happen before anybody else, because this is not on Twitch. This is blacked out per se. For that.
Also, this is not only our last pay-per-view, this is our last set of tapings for the year. Mm-hmm. So we are going to have enough tapings to get us through till January. So think about that. That's going to be a lot of action that you will miss out. So if you can make it to the charge tapings, there's going to be a whole lot that's going to happen.
Yeah, so yeah, if you think about this, normally, like, so for example, our last pay-per-view, we recorded enough to get from pay-per-view to pay-per-view, which we're still doing here, but our next pay-per-view is not going to be until January.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
you're getting more bang for the buck.
Aces Wild is our next pay-per-view in January. And so, yeah, there's a lot to get through, that we're going to have to see what happens. So, if you can make it, it's great to be a part of the live audience, the Wimmer Arena. You can get your VIP tickets. Heck, you can sit in those nice, comfy sofas and chairs. So.
Yeah, exactly. And then, of course, we are going to wrap up the weekend. We're having another one of our television clinics. So if you are listening to this and if you are involved or would like to be involved in any which way of the professional wrestling arena, whether it's a wrestler, a referee, commentator, you want to get in production, that very next night, or next day I should say, we are having a wrestling TV clinic. D'Lo Brown's going to be there, Josh Matthews, Daniel Spencer, Sin Bodie is going to be there as well. Did I miss anybody?
No, and and there will be, I believe, that guys like Sledge and Marty could still be there. They're great people to also kind of pick their brain. But when you talk about it, this is a TV wrestling clinic. It's really one of the very few clinics, wrestling seminars that you can go to in the entire country that cover wrestling television. And I think that's a very important distinction between what we're doing at Rocky Mountain Pro for this TV clinic than what most seminars do. Most seminars, just cover kind of, how to be in professional wrestling, at a live event, either wrestling and there's, they train referees and stuff. But what we do is the full spectrum of wrestling television and really television in general. What you can learn as far as even being like a cameraman, production wise. Yeah, we talk about it, kind of even how to edit certain things and how to announce certain things and how to transition into commercial breaks and all kinds of different things. It's really a good experience if you want to get involved in any kind of television production, especially from like a sports perspective. Wrestling, it's a great opportunity to learn something. And for, I believe it's $150, you get some of the best in professional wrestling to teach you how to do anything that you're interested in.
Yeah. Yeah, and you kind of almost led it to me to what I was gonna say is I, with everything that I do under the Rocky Mountain Pro umbrella, I get to talk to some of the talent, and especially some of the talent that isn't home to Rocky Mountain Pro. And a lot of times I hear the thing is I like coming to Rocky Mountain Pro because I get to get some TV type wrestling under my belt. I get to get some TV reps under my belt. So, and there's not a lot of that out there, to be really honest with you. The type of TV that we do.
No, there isn't. And like you just said, I've also spoken to a lot of wrestlers, and yeah, wrestling for television, and even doing announcing for television or commentary for television. Obviously, there's a big difference between what we do and what they do at a regular live show, where there's no cameras. It's completely different. And so to wrestle for television gives you something that you can really use to really make a career in professional wrestling, because that's where the money's at, to do this on television, where not just a few hundred people can see you, but thousands, if not millions of people can see you.
So true. Awesome. Well, great. Lucas, I think that might be a fantastic place to put a great big RMP purple bow on this episode of Rocky Mountain Pro Radio. Of course, I do want to thank you once again for coming on and help previewing this spooky spectacular of RMP Shocktober that's happening this upcoming weekend. Before I do let you go, as always, remind the people out there on the interwebs, the social medias, where they could follow up and keep up with you.
Yeah, you can follow me. Follow me on Facebook, Lucas Bradwell. I'm on Twitter. That's one of my other platforms, at TRMP Voice. You can also follow me on Instagram as well, Lucas Bradwell. And, I'm on Twitch a lot. I don't stream yet, but, every Thursday night, heck, talk to me on Ignition. Remember, so get your subscription to the RMP channel, and you can talk to me live on commentary every Thursday night starting at 6:15 Mountain Time.
Yes, awesome. Once again, thank you, and I will be, of course, seeing you this weekend, and hope to see a lot of the listeners that are tuning into this as well.
It's a pleasure as always, Mr. Fourth Row.
Once again, a big, huge thank you to Lucas Bradwell for coming on to RMP Radio and helping preview this big Shocktober weekend with Ignition on Thursday, Shocktober on Friday, the TV tapings for Charged on Saturday, and then that TV clinic on Sunday. So if you guys are a professional wrestling or involved in the professional wrestling arena at all, very, very cool to have that available to you. And then if you do purchase, you can get attendance to each one of those events and watch in these shows as they are being produced, so get some experience that way as well. Before we get out of here, let's pay some bills like they used to say back in the day. Want to get some merchandise of your favorite Rocky Mountain Pro superstars? Head over to rmpwrestling.com, click on that merch link, or in the Amazon app or the Amazon search bar, search for Rocky Mountain Pro. Hit up the merch stand, visit me, the Merch of Maven, as I've been dubbed. Help support the guys and the gals. Of course, you can also support this show, RMP Radio shirts available there, as well at Pro Wrestling Tees /Mr. Fourth Row. And of course, follow your favorite Rocky Mountain Pro superstars out there on the social medias. A lot of them have a Pro Wrestling Tees or What a Maneuver or Brainbuster Tees website as well, so follow that as well. You want to keep up with us from show to show. Of course, make sure you are watching us out there on twitch.tv/Rocky Mountain Pro, on the youtube.com/Rocky Mountain Pro, and of course on the Fight TV platform. And then of course we are back now with Right Now TV, so hit up the Right Now TV's website and you'll be able to see if there's a local channel. Otherwise, I know you can stream like on the Roku TV platform, so you can watch that there as well. If you want to follow us out there on the interwebs and the social medias of the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, all of the username of the Rocky MTN Pro. Once again, I'll phonetically spell that for you. That is the Rocky Mike Tango November Pro. And once again, thank you for listening to RMP Radio, where pro wrestling is elevated.